The skills that got you here are what's preventing you from getting to the next level. Usually, in the beginning of your entrepreneurial journey, as a bootstrapped business owner who's just starting out, you spend a lot of time working in the business, developing the skills necessary to deliver the service or to design and fulfill the product. During that time, you come up with all sorts of specific ways of doing the work. Then, at some point, as your business grows, the amount of work that needs to be done increases to a point where you can't get it done by yourself. When this happens, you hopefully start hiring. But chances are, in the beginning, you're not happy with the way people do the job. They just don't do it as perfectly as you would have done it. And this drives you crazy. If this is your current position, you need to consider that leaning on the skills that got you here creates a bottleneck to your growth by making you the only person who can do the work correctly while taking your time and attention away from the things that grow the business. You need to realize that there's no way around it. It takes people to scale. Therefore, you need to make the emotional adjustment that once you've hired people who you generally deem good at what they do, you need to let them do things their own way as long as the numbers are good. In other words, instead of micromanaging, you need to become a macro manager. Otherwise, you create a bottleneck to growth by wanting things to be done in a very specific manner, which leads to you constantly meddling in the business. If you instead became a macro manager, that would allow you more time to work on the business and to focus on growth again. On a practical level, what you need to do is fire yourself from the role of service provider or product design and fulfillment specialist, and you need to hire yourself in the role of manager. Realize these are two separate roles with separate responsibilities. The service provider or product design and fulfillment specialist deals with design and fulfillment. His or her focus is on the service or product, the specifics of how it's made, designed, delivered, etc. The manager, on the other hand, deals with people and systems. His or her focus is on the business's numbers in terms of input and output. As long as the numbers are good, the macro manager doesn't meddle in the exact way things are done. Only if the numbers are bad does he start looking under the hood to analyze where things might be going wrong. To help you make this transition from fulfillment to management, use the following simple two-step process. Step number 1 is to consider the functions that need to be handled within your organization and to create an organizational chart, writing down descriptions of the roles that fulfill each function and exactly what each role or position is responsible for. Step number 2 is to simply stick to your role and responsibilities and have team members stick to theirs. Team sports are a great analogy for this. Every player on a sports team needs to know their role and fulfill their function. When that's happening, you have a winning team. For example, in football or soccer for you Americans, the goalkeeper's role is to guard the goalpost. He doesn't run off to the middle of the field or join attacks. He stays near the goalpost at all times, because this way he can guard the goalpost while allowing his teammates to fulfill their roles. It's the exact same thing in business. Now, in the beginning, if you're a small bootstrapped company, as the founder and operator, your name will be on most, if not all, of the roles. If you want to grow, your goal should be to gradually replace your name on each role with an employee's or a contractor's name who's a specialist in fulfilling that role. In terms of sequence, a good rule of thumb is to first start with delegating administrative tasks, then service fulfillment or product design and fulfillment, then sales, then marketing, and finally executive functions. In other words, high-level decision making. Now watch this video next to learn the number 1 rule in business and how it will help you build a business that works.